It's a different rope. I've got it hiding over here in the bushes, and I'm going to pull it out here. I want you to look at this rope. And I want you to think about this rope representing a timeline of your life. And think about it extending, not just over there to the planter box, because it just is basically wrapped up. There's about 100 feet that's wrapped up behind the planter box. But I want you to imagine this rope extending out through all of eternity. It just keeps going. This rope just keeps going, and it represents your eternity and my eternity. Now I want you to look at this little red part right here. You see that? That little red part represents your existence here on this earth. It's a very short time. You think about, as we looked at in Psalm 90, 70 years. Your life may be 70 years. It may be longer. It may be 80 years. It may be 90. Who knows? And if it's 70, Bruce said, you're 94% there. He talked about that. You think about the way that Steve Jobs is trying to extend his days. And let's say over here, his days were shorter, but it's still this red part right here. And he decided that he is going to spend his days to have the iPod and the iPhone and the iPad and the cloud and all those types of things, iCloud. And he extended his days out beyond his life, where my children and my children's children, and they'll be using that. But once you get on out here, and we're all toast, we're all dust, the iPod and the iPad and everything, my house, your dog, right? It's long gone. And we get into eternity and we realize, why is it that I spend so much of my focus trying to save my life? This little red part here. And I even thinking about the end of my days, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to work, and I'm going to save. And over here, in this little part here, I'm going to have some fun, right? And that's going to extend my days. I'm going to have my retirement right here. And I'm going to be able to go camping or go around in my camper, whatever you're going to do in your retirement. I'm going to be able to travel. And you start to realize how foolish it is for us to spend all of our lives and all of our worry. Even you think about the brokenness in that video of that adulteress, focusing on what she was going to be able to do to fix that in these days, not realizing that it's only when we go to Jesus and we lose our life into Him, we say, Jesus, I want you to take me, I want you to take all of my days, and I want them to be for you, that He says you will save your life. Now, He's not saying, I'll be very clear, He's not saying that I'm doing these things in order to spend eternity in heaven, because He hung on a cross and took my punishment so that if I would receive His gift of salvation, I would say yes to Him and turn my life over to Him. He says, you're going to be in eternity with me. But at the same time, once we've come to that relationship with Him, He says, your life is to be invested in the things that are going to last for eternity. And you think about all the things that we're spending our time on, all the worry, all the money, all the time, all the energy that we're spending right here in this little part that won't make any difference. It won't outlive us 1 year or 2 years or even 50 years. It's all going to be dust, except those things that we're investing in that will last for eternity, to extend our days. Because He says when you're investing in those things, those are the things you're going to be able to enjoy for all eternity in heaven. The investment that you make in someone coming to Christ, can you imagine way down the road, you've shared Christ with someone, and way down this timeline somewhere, you've shared Christ with them, and they shared Christ with somebody else, and they shared Christ with somebody else, and down a million years, say this place right here is a million years into eternity, and someone's going to come up to you, and they're going to say, thank you for spending time explaining the gospel to someone or being a witness to someone. Because of them, that person came to know Christ, that person came to know that person, and because of that, I came to know Christ. Now that's an investment in eternity. That's the way that we're going to extend our days. This is the way that Jesus puts it. He says, what is a man benefited, Steve Jobs or Craig Webb or anybody else in this room, what is a man benefited if he gains the whole world yet loses or forfeits himself?